Again, he's complaining he's got to get back on defense. It's 5-on-4.
The Los Angeles Lakers' own broadcast team sounded visibly frustrated on air, and you could hear the tension in their voices. Then, Jeannie Buss went public and made a statement about Luka Dončić that no NBA owner has ever said about a superstar they had just traded for. She didn't avoid questions. Instead, she openly revealed how Dončić reacted when he first heard about the trade and what she has observed from him since joining the team. But beneath all of that, a bigger question began to surface, one that few people are willing to say out loud. Could his behavior on the court eventually push her toward making another major decision? To understand the situation, you have to go back to the move that shocked the entire league. On February 2nd, 2025, the Lakers traded Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Dončić. It came completely out of nowhere. At the time, Dallas wasn't falling apart. They were 26-23, sitting 8th in the Western Conference and still in the playoff race. They weren't tanking or rebuilding, yet suddenly their franchise cornerstone was gone overnight. Mavericks GM Nico Harrison later revealed that he had only negotiated with the Lakers and never shopped Dončić around the league. Even more surprising, Dončić had never requested a trade or shown any hesitation about signing a long-term extension. Despite that, the Mavericks still made the move. Harrison acknowledged the magnitude of the decision, even joking that he might not keep his job if it failed, a comment that felt less like humor and more like pressure. What made the situation even more intense was how secretive the deal was. Jeannie Buss admitted that she kept the trade so quiet that even head coach J.J. Redick and key players like LeBron James didn't know about it until it was finalized. That detail says a lot. LeBron, often believed to have influence over roster decisions, was completely out of the loop. The head coach didn't know either. This wasn't a collaborative move, it was a calculated one. Buss explained that she learned this approach from her father, Jerry Buss. Wait for the right moment, then go all in. According to her, the Lakers weren't actively trying to trade Anthony Davis or Max Christie, but when a player like Dončić becomes available, hesitation isn't an option. You act immediately. In discussing the trade, Buss also made a subtle but noticeable comment about Anthony Davis that many overlooked. She mentioned his frustrations with how he was being used on the court and hinted that the trade may have actually been a relief for everyone involved. It sounded like more than just an observation. It felt like a message about durability, commitment, and the direction the franchise wanted to take moving forward. She also emphasized how proud she was that the deal didn't leak, highlighting just how tightly everything was controlled behind the scenes. Once the trade was completed, the basketball world erupted. Luka Dončić was now a Laker, joining one of the most iconic franchises in sports history, the home of Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kobe Bryant. Naturally, many assumed he would be excited to step into that spotlight. But according to Buss, that wasn't the case. In an August 2025 interview on Slovenian radio, she revealed that Dončić didn't even know the trade was coming.
And in Dallas, for all of these years, he could do no wrong. In Dallas, no matter what, you are the guy. We love you no matter what. If Luka spends the rest of his career in LA and they don't win, he's not going to be a beloved Laker.
The Lakers, however, are not a franchise built on patience. They are built on championships. Jeannie Buss made that crystal clear in a February 2026 interview when she said that Lakers fans should be excited because the organization is focused on winning and adding more trophies. That statement alone highlights the reality of the situation. This is not a long-term development project, it's immediate pressure. Buss praised Luka Dončić, calling him an illusionist because of his creativity and passing ability, and described him as a must-see attraction. She made it clear that he is now the face of the franchise. While that sounds like high praise, it also carries massive expectations. Over the summer of 2025, Buss noticed a shift in Dončić's demeanor. She said he appeared more comfortable and settled while playing for Slovenia in Eurobasket, and the Lakers even sent a coach to support him there, showing how invested they were in helping him adjust. She also pointed to his admiration for Kobe Bryant, someone he met as a teenager, and highlighted gestures like Dončić donating to restore a vandalized Kobe mural in May 2025. These weren't random acts. They showed an effort to connect with the Lakers' history and truly feel like he belonged within the organization. From the franchise's perspective, the messaging has been nothing but confidence. Buss dismissed any idea that LeBron James had issues with the trade and emphasized Dončić's global popularity and all-star voting success. Everything publicly painted the picture of a team fully committed to building around him. But while ownership focused on the future and championships, a different conversation began to grow among fans, analysts, and media. The concern wasn't about Dončić's talent. His scoring and playmaking remained elite. Instead, it was about something that has followed him since his early days in Dallas: his constant arguing with referees, his visible frustration, and his body language on the court. This isn't a new issue. It began in his rookie season and has become more noticeable each year. Now, under the intense spotlight of Los Angeles, those habits are impossible to ignore. Every reaction is magnified, and every outburst becomes a talking point. The numbers back it up. By June 2024, Dončić had accumulated 78 technical fouls in the regular season and 9 more in the playoffs, many of them tied to arguments with officials. That's not occasional frustration. It's a clear pattern. In the 2025-2026 season with the Lakers, he's already nearing 13 technical fouls with months still remaining, putting him on pace for a career high and ranking him among the league leaders. In Los Angeles, stats like that don't go unnoticed. This behavior traces back to earlier moments in his career. On February 12, 2020, during his second season, Dončić drove to the basket against the Sacramento Kings, felt contact, and didn't get a call. He immediately confronted referee Mark Ayotte and received a technical foul. The situation escalated when Kings head coach Luke Walton sarcastically told Dončić to give the ref his autograph, implying favoritism. Walton received a technical as well, and the incident sparked debate.
Underneath, they're going to put him in. And one. And the foul.
Well, by the way, when he caught the pass, I mean, he was a good 8 feet behind the three-point line, but wide open.
On March 22, 2023, at Chase Center against the Golden State Warriors, Luka Dončić had another moment that drew heavy attention. After not getting a call on a drive, he made a money sign gesture toward referee Kevin Scott, rubbing his fingers together to imply bias. The reaction was immediate. He received a technical foul and a $35,000 fine, the largest of his career at that time. Dallas lost the game, 127-125, and although Dončić scored 30 points, the focus once again shifted away from his performance and toward his behavior. This pattern kept repeating: big games, big emotions, and moments where the spotlight moved from basketball to his interactions with officials. In Dallas, it was frustrating, but often tolerated. In Los Angeles, under championship banners and constant media attention, every technical foul feels heavier, every reaction gets replayed, and the question becomes unavoidable: at what point does passion become a liability? By the time the 2024 NBA Finals arrived, even Dončić's biggest supporters acknowledged a growing issue. He struggled to let go of calls. On June 12, 2024, in Game 3 against the Boston Celtics, the Mavericks were already down 0-2 and fighting to stay alive. Dončić fouled out with over 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, committing 6 fouls, many of them coming from defensive mistakes rather than disciplined play. After the game, he expressed frustration, saying they couldn't play physically, but the criticism came quickly. Dallas lost 106-99 and fell into a 0-3 hole, effectively ending their chances. The reactions were harsh. Some fans mocked the complaints. Others pointed out that both teams were being officiated the same way, and many questioned his defensive discipline. Even in the biggest moment of his career, the narrative wasn't centered on his talent. It was about his arguing. That version of Dončić, an elite, generational player with visible flaws like conditioning concerns and constant complaints, is the one who left Dallas. When the Lakers traded for him, there was hope that the pressure of playing in Los Angeles would refine his approach, that the spotlight would push him toward growth.
Instead, the same issues followed him. If anything, they became louder. On April 8, 2025, in a road game against the Oklahoma City Thunder, Dončić received a technical foul for directing profanity at referee JT Orr.
He passes it to LeBron, but LeBron's got his back to the basket from the three-point line, so he's got to take this fadeaway three. What do they all do? Oh, they're really good at playmaking and shot making.
And none of
On January 15th, 2026, against the Charlotte Hornets, Luka Dončić drew another technical foul after complaining about a missed call, jogging back slowly, and giving up a wide-open three-pointer in a 135-117 loss. The situation became more serious when Lakers guard Marcus Smart publicly hinted in the media that the team had been talking too much. When a teammate signals that kind of frustration publicly, it's no longer just fan noise, it reflects locker room tension. Then, on February 25, 2026, in a revenge game back in Dallas, the arena that once treated him like royalty, Dončić picked up another technical 3 minutes into the first quarter after arguing a missed call on a drive. That was his 13th technical of the season, putting him on pace for a career high. The media firestorm was immediate. Podcast host Zach Lowe called his behavior unwatchable, saying, "It's every play. Just play, man. Not everything is a foul. Are you playing to draw a foul or playing basketball? Are you playing one-on-one with the refs? It's every single possession. Now it's back to Dallas levels. It's unwatchable." Even with Dončić leading the league in scoring at roughly 32.5 points per game and getting to the line over 10 times a night, Lowe argued that the constant arguing disrupted the flow of the game, hurt transition defense, created unbalanced situations, and distracted from everything he does well. The message was clear: control what you can control and stop trying to work the referees every possession. Critics piled on. Tim McMahon called the complaining one of Dončić's two glaring flaws, alongside conditioning. Bomani Jones said his presence was detrimental to the Lakers and labeled his on-court demeanor like a loser. Jeff Teague said the constant complaining made the Lakers boring, while Chandler Parsons called him a foul baiter and Max Kellerman added his voice to the chorus. Even the Lakers' own broadcast team called him out live, noting that his arguments cost the team defensively, leaving them vulnerable to easy buckets. Online, the reaction mirrored the commentary. Reddit threads exploded with fans acknowledging his talent but criticizing the frequent technicals. X posts said the Lakers were a tough watch now, while former Mavericks fans added, "We told you so." Many called the behavior infuriating, embarrassing, and demanded a wake-up call. But the complaining was just the symptom of a deeper issue: structural defensive problems. Critics have labeled Dončić a defensive liability,